Hello, everyone. I don't know if anybody's there, so I'll just say hello for right at the moment and wait and see what happens. There's the link to the chat if you want to come up. You can go ahead and click on that. Hey, Susanna, how you doing? Thanks for coming. And nothing wrong with being a proud single mother. It's better than being married to some jerkwad. Will be nice. Somebody that would mistreat you or your child. So it's much better to be a single. When my dad met my mother, she was a single mother. My oldest sister is was my half sister. She passed away back in end of August. She was my half sister. Same mother, different father. So, like I said, I have nothing but respect for single mothers. And I've known a few women that way myself. So, like I said, it's better to be single. Whether you're male or female, it's better to be single than be with somebody that mistreat you, take advantage of you in any way, and that you couldn't trust to be with your kids because they may hurt them. So yeah, it's much better to be single for those reasons. So thank you for coming, Susanna. If you want to come up, you're more than welcome. I had a very relaxing day today. I did run some errands, but on the weekends I take it easier than I do during the week. I happen to work 4 10-hour days, so I get 3 days a week off. And my first day off, I like to sleep in, which is what I did this morning. And then I went down took some trash down and threw it away. Went down later again and checked on my mail, ran an errand, cooked my supper. Pretty much a relaxing day for me. Tomorrow will be my football day. I'm an American football fan, and I'll watch football most of the day tomorrow. And then Sunday I'll do the rest of my errands. I'll do my laundry. I'll run the store. If I don't run the store tomorrow, I may just do that tomorrow. But I'll do more on Monday than I do the rest of the week. So like I said, I could have done my laundry today, but I decided to wait. I usually wait till Monday. But I did get out of the apartment and I did walk around a little bit. So I did enjoy the weather some. It was a pleasant afternoon. It was cold this morning. For this time of year, it was down in the 30s, upper 30s, so wasn't too bad. Got up in the 60s today. Tomorrow's supposed to be up again in the, excuse me, back up to 60s again tomorrow. I gotta get something to drink. Oh. Sorry about that. I had to grab some water. I got something to tickle my throat. So that's better. Yeah, I needed water. All right, we got somebody coming up. Hey, Dan, how you doing, man? Hang on a minute. Let me get my earpiece in. I won't be able to hear you. All right, Dan.
Oh, I can't hear. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, not much.
I cannot.
You can't hear me?
Hear.
I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Maybe I came in through the wrong door. I came in through YouTube. I got the TV set on, but the sound is not on. I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you. Hang on.
Can someone chime in? Can you guys hear me? Oh, you can. I can't hear you, Larry. I don't know why.
Now let's see if my mic.
Let me see if I can make some adjustments here.
All right. Susanna, can you hear me?
I could hear you now. So it must have
Okay.
had something to do with my plug-in mic.
Okay.
Well, dang it. We have been rocking and rolling here in the Philippines.
Yeah, I noticed that on TV. They've been covering it here in the States. It's been bad enough. They've had some news articles on the news stations. They've covered some of it, the national news.
We've been tossed around like rag dolls, Larry. I mean, it's not fun.
And I believe. I mean, the one was what 7.4, and the other one was 6.
7.4. Yeah, then we had a huge aftershock of something like between 6.7 and 6.9.
I know that
Then we
first
had
one was.
a 6.0 last night, and hundreds, if not thousands, of earthquake aftershocks that are somewhere between greater than 4, between 4 and 5, I would say.
All right. Yeah, I know the very first one there was on the what was that? The south end of Cebu, I believe, and that was a 6.9, and they had thousands of aftershocks there. And then Davao, right outside of Davao, was a 7.4, and then they had a lot of aftershocks in that area too.
Yeah, we're right dead in the middle between those
So you're
two
feeling it from
areas,
both
right?
sides.
Bogo to the north and Davao from the south, Mindanao from the south. And the thing about that is we also had our own earthquake yesterday, a 4.1.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. How's everybody in the family doing?
We're all shook up, Larry.
All right.
Everybody's walking around dizzy and covering their heads because the equilibrium is still off, because the aftershocks are keeping us off balance.
Okay. The one thing I noticed that I found a little strange, and you mentioned it, but it makes sense when you're inside. I've seen people on the outside, away from buildings, covering their heads,
Mm-hmm.
their hands. That one doesn't make sense to me. Now,
It
if you're near a
doesn't.
coconut, if you're near a
It
coconut
doesn't
tree,
really.
if you're near a coconut tree or something like that, it would make sense. But I mean, they're out in the open, and they're ducked down, and they got their hands over their head, and I can understand squatting. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that no one wants to die by being hit on the head by a hollow block, by a concrete hollow block, to be exact. And so I also have that phobia of being hit in the head, by a flying object. And so I will tend to cover my head also while running out to safety.
Like I said, I can understand running out with your hand covering your head. I understand that. But like I said, I've seen them out in the open, where they're actually in the open covering their heads. Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, it's interesting, but understandable, right? As you said.
Oh, yeah.
People are terrified of getting, it's just something to do. Actually, if you think about it, it's, it's not a bad thing to have a plan, and covering your head ain't such a bad idea, but covering it with a notebook from school probably ain't going to do much good.
It'd be better to cover it, except for maybe run it would be your laptop.
Yeah, we did see a bunch of kids, though, that were they were donning hard hats. I don't know where they got those from.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
If you
they,
had a motorcycle,
school-
put that on. Put that helmet on.
my wife said the school provides them.
Okay. I can.
So
I can. If you're in an earthquake zone area, I can see the school having that on hand and giving them
Mhm.
out. I can see that.
But I'm going to be doing a video. I'm going to be doing a video of all the earthquakes that I've been in going back to February 9th, 1971. And so as I'm doing my research, I realized that I've been in some of the biggest earthquakes known to man in the modern age, you know?
Just remind me not to be near you when the earthquake quakes out then.
You listen, a lot of stuff is happening, you know. I mean, you know, Cebu and Bye Bye and you know and the like. We've been pretty free of calamity, if you will. That's the term that they use here, calamity.
Yeah.
So
Well, I can see
we've
that
been pretty
term.
free of calamities. Yeah. But you know, 90% of the earthquakes that occur on the planet occur right here in the Philippines, in the Manila Trench. And yeah, so if you're coming to the Philippines, then you get used to feeling the earthquakes.
I'll just. You ever watch 3.5 Men?
Sure.
All right. Charlie, I guess, was having sex in one of the episodes when they had an earthquake. And Alan said, "You didn't feel the earth move?" He goes, "Well, no." He says, and Alan goes, "You mean you thought you caused all that?" He goes, "No, I thought she did because I caused it with her." All the shaking of the.
Just wondering how many of you, let's do a mini survey, how many of you were doing the deed when the earthquake hit?
Yeah. I can tell you this, not me. Could you imagine having an earthquake hit? You're doing the dirty deed, and you say, "Now, do I get up and run, or do I finish?"
That's really funny. That's a strange thing to be talking about.
Yeah, really.
By the way, Edward D. Beck had a birthday.
Yeah, I noticed them post it.
Yeah.
And they said they missed him. I can understand that. But yeah, did you read it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
On Facebook, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his mom sent me a message. She's very sweet.
His mom or his ex-wife?
His mom. She tells me that she's now raising Eddie Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking care of him, and I guess the responsibility is was very unexpected, you know, for her.
Yeah, well, Eddie Jr. is getting close to 18 now. He's got to be at least 17.
He is 18.
Okay, I was going to say I knew he was getting close to it.
Yeah.
Because Edward himself was talking about getting him a truck, a big pickup truck, and maybe having him haul stuff, you know, or where they have the pickup truck and they got that trailer, they can haul things without a CDL, but they can haul stuff in those. We had stuff.
Oh, you know who else I heard from? You know, was Eddie Centeno.
Okay, how's he doing? I haven't heard from
Centeno.
him in a while.
I don't know. He just said, "Dan, you know, I heard that they were evacuating people to high ground, and I just want to make sure I'd let you know to keep safe." And that was very nice of Eddie to send those prayers and well wishes our way. You know.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's
Eddie
very
and his
nice.
wife are good people. They're good people. They're down
Yeah,
there.
I don't know if they're heading here yet or not. I thought they'd be coming here pretty soon to the Manila area.
Anna Mae, how you doing, Anna Mae? Well, you know, that's where her family's from, just outside of Manila. They're from what's that district? Starts with a C, I believe. But
Cavite? She from Cavite?
Yeah, they're from that Cavite province.
I
I
like
don't
that
think
area. I
Cavite
haven't
State.
visited. I like the. Have you ever looked at the geography of Cavite?
I looked at it some because that's one of the areas. You know, as you know, I plan, as everybody that comes in here on a regular basis know, I plan on starting in Cebu. But I may decide that it's just too big for me, too noisy for me, uh, or something, you know. And I may
You know,
actually fall all over the place, but you don't know until you're there. But that I
Cavite
have looked
looks.
to check out other places.
It looks kind of like a peninsula. It looks like a little finger sticking out there in the ocean, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like I said, that is an area that I would think about if I'm going to go up in Luzon, you know, because I wouldn't want to be in the city itself. If Cebu's not for me, Manila's not going to be for me. You know, let's be honest about it. At least that's my thinking. And
Hey,
so, but
I hate to be historically inept, but I'll admit that. So here's something I recently discovered, right?
yeah,
About BGC, since we're talking about that Manila area.
yeah,
I had no idea that the American Cemetery. So we walked right past when Minnie and
oh
I
yeah,
were there the last time. We had no idea that that American Cemetery is
is in
there because
BGC.
that's where the former base was.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I knew
whole
it was in.
area,
I didn't know exactly where, but I knew it was in BGC.
yeah,
Wasn't
that
McCarty because
whole area, right?
remember BGC is newer than
You can't
McCarty.
miss it. You know why you can't miss it? Because on one, but we did, because on one side of the fence is the modern high rise BGC with all the fancy malls and all the stuff for the rich people, and then if you go over around the other side, that is where the poor people live, and so the cemetery is rather large. But if you go to Rebuti, she actually did a very good job on walking us around, showing us the differences with only a few hundred yards of walking between what's going on in BGC, which is of course the BGC bubble, and the other side, which looks very lower class Filipino, and
Yeah.
so very poor class, And so she
Oh
was
yeah.
making a point that it amazes people, or it amazes her that people don't know that you can go from this rich, this rich Western bubble, and then you just walk a few hundred yards, and you're in the most impoverished areas of the Philippines.
And Jerry said Makati Maz did a vlog on the cemetery. The best one I saw was done by, uh, well, actually, Steve did one from Asian, what was it, Filipino Expat Channel. And then Marker 44 did one on it. And I hear Marker 44 did a much better one, but I haven't seen his. But I want to see that.
Hey,
Well,
I didn't know. Speaking of Marker 44, I've mentioned it already. No need to talk about that. But for some reason, well, it's not Marker 44. It's it's just about all the popular vloggers are starting to drop like a rock in views, and that would include Old Dog New Tricks. Paul himself is doing everything he can to tread water and keep his channel alive. And I don't know what it is, but it's just the usual stuff that they talk about, and yet the view count, is tanking.
yeah.
And so
Uh,
everybody's switching over to doing daily vlogs, which I think is a good idea. But because I think that YouTube is changing, it's changing very fast, and so you're going to have to figure out what you need to do in order to keep up with it.
yeah. Well, there's a brand new vlogger there in Subi, Subi City, Subi. Listen to me, Cebu
I
City.
saw him. I like
Uh,
him.
uh, all right,
The
Tropical
guy that
Martini.
Yeah, he just went through. He when he first got to Cebu, he did a vlog from Ayala Mall. Am I correct about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I like that guy a lot because he's just a regular Joe. Dang.
He got, like I said, hey, Tim, how you doing, man? He got there on the 9th of October. He
Yeah,
just got,
October 9th. Yeah.
and I've gone back and watched a few of his old ones. I just started following him, actually have him in my list of subscriptions. And but he is doing almost a daily vlog. But because he's brand new, he's showing you stuff from his perspective, and I thought it'd be interesting to watch. Yin, how you doing, Yin? You don't have a. Let me give you a jacket.
Yen is here. Yen Irene. Tim Desiak is here. Hey, hey, you know what's very interesting about that guy is fresh, but you know what? I was screaming through the television set watching his vlog. Don't do it. Don't go into that store. Don't go into that money exchange. And that is what makes him, just a regular Joe. See?
Now, did you see the one where he's with that other expat that was taking him around a little bit?
Oh, when they were walking around through Cebu.
Well, he was the one that showed him the healthcare place. You pay something like
oh yeah, yeah.
Here's under
yeah, healthcare, $18 per month. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that was for the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
They were talking about this at the XPAC vlog, but I was completely ignoring it. I mean, what kind of insurance? What does that do for you? And so I'm gonna have to go back and pay attention to that. I actually turned it off when they started talking about that. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I guess what it does, it makes you a member of the club, and you go in, and you don't have to have an appointment. They have a list of when the people are going to be there. Now you still have to pay to see the doctors, but you can go in without an appointment, and then you pay fairly reasonable fees to see the doctors and stuff.
Oh, I had to get that then. I like just that benefit alone is worth it. Worth $18.
From my understanding, it's only in Cebu. Now I could be wrong.
Minnie, look at this cat. This cat is acting so strange. We might have another earthquake coming, Larry. This cat is acting so weird.
Oh my God! What are you doing there?
He crawled underneath. He crawled underneath our welcome mat, like he's hiding. Oh my gosh!
Doing so inside my body.
Anyway, we might have when the dogs. So here's what I've noticed: when the dogs start howling, you start taking cover. Yeah, get out of the house. Yeah. And they were crying last night, right before that 6.0 aftershock that we got. They were crying.
Have a sense for those things. I don't seem to have a sense for them.
Well, I was checking this out. So it's the sine. What do they call it? Sine wave that dogs pick up. But then I discovered that they have a thing called the P wave that cats pick up. Okay. So they're cool cats. They have the P wave. Dogs have the sine wave. And so I think that dogs, they have a better sense of it before it occurs. Yeah. The cats are probably picking up the vibration, and the dogs are picking up the ultrasonic sound produced by.
Real good hearing.
They're hearing it somewhere between 100,000 and 300,000 megahertz, according to an article. I'm starting to sound like that Cliff Clavin guy from the television show Cheers. I just noticed,
the mailman, Cliff Clavin.
Yeah, exactly. He just sat there and says, "Yes, back in 1971, there was an enormous 6.9 earthquake."
And that would be Norm. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a beer. Another beer.
Anyway, I'll stop now.
Why? It's getting good.
This cat is acting crazy, and that's making me nervous. Maybe I need to cover my head. So here's what happened.
Just be ready to run.
you'd be ready to run. Saturday, my only 2.5 men showed up to work. 2 of them that were able-bodied and 1 of them that wasn't. So I just said, "Hey guys, where's my crew? I'm supposed to have 6 or 7 people here." Only 2.5 men showed up, so I just sent them home and said, "Oh man, I was looking forward to getting some walls built, but it
When you
doesn't
said
look
two
like
and a
it's
half men,
gonna
I thought maybe
happen."
when you said 2.5 men, I thought maybe one of them had their kid with them.
Yeah, well, he was going to sit there and he's the foreman and he was aching from pouring the concrete floor.
Yeah.
So we got that
Okay,
all
how you
poured
doing?
now. I'm really excited about this house because I think I think we're going to be able to build this whole thing and we're going to be not way under budget, but I mean, yeah, I think so. Way under budget, it seems.
Well, that's good. Now, do you think it'll withstand the earthquakes more?
Oh, heck yeah. That house over there turns out is stronger or as strong as this one. Here's what ended up happening, right? I'm going to confess. I don't know if I told you this or not. This is what happened. So we were planning on doing a mat foundation. Now, when you do a slab or a mat foundation, all you do is everything goes 12 inches to earth, right? Now,
Yeah.
the engineer cautioned me against this, saying, "I don't think you should be doing it this way." I said, but I pushed through saying, I don't know. But the whole thing is you guys are so used to taking everything, 2.5 and 3 meters to earth. And yet they're building mat foundations all over the world. Let's try it. This is the new way to build a house in the Philippines. And so here's what happened, right? So when we put this crew together, I come out one day after not paying attention when they first got started, and then I see these huge holes, several of them, going straight down to earth, right? All the way
Yeah.
down to the bedrock. And I was like, what happened to my plan? I went over to the foreman and I said, "You can read plans?" He goes, "Yeah, I can read plans." I go, did you realize that you were only supposed to dig 12 inches beneath the surface, and then you were going to run your columns and your tie bars, and then we were going to tie everything together on top, and that's how this thing was supposed to be built, right?" And so he goes, "Huh?" Well, 2 weeks later, he quits. He quits because we started measuring things and we started discovering that it's off 2 feet here, a foot there, which is okay with me because I don't get excited about stupid stuff like that. Get it close, Dan. The story of my life. So
Yeah.
anyway, he goes off on some other job, but before he leaves, he does a very, very nice thing. He brings me another foreman, and he says, "This guy, he knows how to do it, right? This guy here is going to replace me. He knows what he's doing." I said, "Okay," because I'm acting as my own contractor. I have to
Yeah.
take responsibility for all the mistakes, right?
Yeah. I know
So
you were doing
anyway,
that.
so this guy's doing the guy we have a little bit younger guy, but he's doing a great job. And so now we're back on track, but now everything is sunk down to the bedrock. The columns, the rebar supports, the tie bar, everything is traditional. So then what ended up happening was, and what I decided to do is I was going to be doing a Hardy Flex exterior and interior,
Yeah, I remember
and
you
then
talking about that.
I just go, well, wait a minute, if I could find somebody who built, we tried to build our own hollow blocks. It didn't work out because the mold was tweaked. And so what ended up happening is we find this engineer, brother-in-law Gel, hears about this guy building concrete forms, but he doesn't know they're concrete forms. He says, "Dan, there's an engineer building hella strong hollow block I heard about. Let's go over and talk to him. Maybe he could crank some out for us." So we went over there. It turned out they weren't hollow blocks. They were actual concrete forms. And so I
Okay.
looked at him, I go, my God, I didn't know anybody was doing this here in Bye City. He said, yeah, I just started doing it because I got tired of repairing cracks in hollow block walls. It was taking a lot of time and costing me a lot of money, taking my profit. So I came up with this idea of building these forms. And I said, you know what? I don't even have to think twice about it. I love it. So we came to an agreement on how much for the forms he wanted, and turned out we were going to need to build this house about 400 of these units. And even though it is a little bit more expensive because you have to fill them with concrete, and of course you're using rebar all the way up the way you would in a normal build, in a regular hollow block build. I just changed it up. These things will actually become support walls, load bearing walls,
Yeah.
where the other
And you're
ones
going with the
aren't, of
better,
course.
you're going with a better form of cement too, right? Than what they normally make the hollow block.
Yeah, we sure are. We sure are. And we're adding the waterproofing Sahara to it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a little bit more money, but it's going to pay off in the long run.
Oh yeah, especially if it holds up better.
Well, it's going to hold up way better than this house. I could tell you that. We have cracks, you know, they're starting to form, and I'm not sure they don't go all the way through the wall. I suspect that one or two of the cracks do go all the way through the wall. By the way, look at me. Don't I look terrible? No sleep for days.
No sleep, Dan, and that's what we'll call you
Yeah,
now.
no sleep for days. I've always had the bags in my eyes, but it's worse because, you know,
Not
we're
getting sleep. Yeah.
terrified we're going to get caught up. We want this shaking to stop, but I don't think it's gonna anytime soon. I really don't. You got
I
to
agree with
watch
you.
Stefan Burns. I keep talking about him. Astrophysicist Stefan Burns on
Okay.
YouTube.
I know, like I said,
Stefan.
like on YouTube, they've been talking about it on different platforms. You know, some of the news stations. Uh, there's somebody else talking about a different fault, not the Manila one, but a different one.
Hey,
Besides
I want
from
to gossip. If I can gossip a little bit of chismis. I know we're not fans of gossip here, but I just want to say that something else has caught my attention. There's a little bit of chismis going online about one of the vloggers. You know, I'm not going to mention the channel name, but his name is Mike. You know, and I've run into him a few times at Ayala. You know,
yeah,
and
I know what you're talking
there,
about.
yeah, and you know how that whole thing is. A guy posted videos about
Yeah,
Mike, but you know, something has caught my attention. You know, and that is that, and my wife has even detected it. Minnie has even detected it. When he is doing his vlogs, she says to me, "Something has changed. Something has changed." And I'm watching, and I'm thinking that his fans are reacting to it because the same thing, his view count is starting to slide. It's doing the backslide. So I think people are detecting that something is amiss there. And when you invite people in to your live as a on YouTube, you become sort of like a public figure. And so it's very, very difficult to to be deceptive if you're trying to be deceptive. People will they'll say stuff like, "Oh, this thing doesn't pass the smell test. My stinkometer is redlining." They'll say stuff like that, and then I wasn't paying much attention to it, and then I started because I don't really watch them that much. But then when I started watching them, I go, "Oh yeah, you can tell something ain't right." I think it's better that you just lay it out there for everybody to see. You just lay it out there. Be as transparent, good, bad, or ugly. Lay it out there. I would do it that way. I would not deceive. I would not try to make up a story. I would just lay it out there. But you know what? Without mentioning him, I have noticed in the past that he does have very thin skin. For example, he said this one time, man, maybe 6, 8 months, 12 months ago, could be longer because I haven't been keeping track of time too much. because I'm retired and inspired. But he said something like, he said, if you guys don't keep stealing my stuff, I'm gonna sue you. He said something like that, right? And then as I'm watching these videos, I realize that these have all been done before. that it's the same subject being rehashed over and over again, starting with old dog, new tricks, and a few others, and with no spin on it whatsoever. And I'm going, man, should a guy be calling other people out when he's doing the same thing? Grabbing material from other YouTubers, which we all do, from time to time for subject matter when we got nothing to talk about. Should you be so thin skinned, that
Well, like
you
I
call
said,
people out? Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Rod from Amazing Philippines.
Oh yeah, I like him. I like Rod.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, he called some people out because they were taking his videos of apartments he showed. They said they weren't changing anything. Like I
Yeah.
said, he
Yeah.
used his voice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been going on for some time now. People doing stuff like that.
Actually,
So
it's
he started
flattering.
putting on.
People get rich by doing open source.
Yeah,
They do open source coding and programming and things like that. There's a reason behind that. There's a very, and I talked about it before, it's a very simple law of nature and law of the economy. More and more of less and less equals more. The more you put it out there and give people the opportunity to use it, use your material, the more you personally will benefit. And that's just a simple law of nature. If you hold on to everything and you're tight-fisted, then what ends up happening is that it ends up affecting you almost in the same way. And I'm watching the collapse occur in almost like slow motion,
Christina Vlogs. Hello, thanks for coming.
I'm going to make a video about the women vloggers of YouTube, not our people, not our folks, not our fans, and the channels that we're fans of. I'm going to do about, Smart Girl Philippines and different people like that who nasty, you see, being nasty, it sells for a while. It
Yeah,
sells for a while, and then all of a sudden, people get tired of the same shtick over and over again. They get tired. Watch my next video. The 5 ways to get your Filipina to drop her panties. I mean, really, really, cut me a break. I don't need instruction on that.
if she's my
And you-
Filipina, it shouldn't take 5 different ways. If we're already together, I don't need 5 different ways. I'm sorry, but we have the male vloggers
Yeah,
that get me dating advice.
yeah,
How to meet and date a Filipina.
yeah.
You show up in the Philippines, show interest, and somebody once one shows you interest back, you date.
Hey, that's exactly right. Larry, do you remember this? We had this conversation on Chris and Cebu many years ago. And the whole conversation went something like, how do you meet and date a Filipina? And and I said, well, you go up to a Filipina, you say hello, you go and you say, would you like to join me for coffee? And then you start dating. Hello.
Some of these guys want to charge you for dating advice, and we won't go into.
Oh, yeah. By the way, if any of you that are here today, if you need a consult, 1 hour consults from Dan is $100 per hour.
Yeah,
I'm worth
50,
every
I'll
penny.
go for 50.
Yeah, Larry. Listen, they'll be knocking my door down, Speaking of medical, you were talking about medical earlier.
Yeah.
And so that whole subject about medical is coming up again. And I was trying to, if you go into the Philippine expat page, and you remember that, you watch them, they stir it up every other day. They're talking about medical insurance and things like that. And, I keep trying to remind people, that if you haven't retired yet and you're not yet age 65 where you qualify for Medicare and you can afford to do it, that's an important key part of it.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the supplemental Part B because they reimburse, not pay. So here's what happens. I mentioned this again. I say they reimburse you for medical expenses so long as you're admitted. On my particular plan, that's what they do. So let's say that you have a heart trouble or something, as an example. You go to emergency, they admit you into the hospital. You will pay in advance, and then the insurance company will reimburse you. And here's the comments I get back, Larry. Here's the kind of comments I get back. Oh, well, you mean you have to fill out all that paperwork in order to get your money back? Well, that ain't gonna do me any good. This is the kind of stuff that I have to put up with. I mean, what? Head scratcher. You mean they don't take care of everything for me like I'm a 5-year-old child?
It sounds like they can't read and write.
That's what it sounds like. If that troubles you so much, hire somebody to do it for you in the Philippines. It'll be cheap. Larry, we actually have a helper to help us with techno stuff. Her name is Thamus, and I have taught her how to do U.S. income tax returns and the state income tax returns. She is a brainiac. She's a wizard, I should say. She's a wizard. She is so smart. She is so smart. You can do it if you want. You can do it. She'll do it for you. She'll even help you, even though she's not an official agency. She knows how the bureaucracy in the Philippines works. And whenever we have a problem, even with our electronic gadgets or anything, we just call Thamus up, and she will come right over and take care of business. And she usually does it really, really quickly. So my point is, there are people in the Philippines that can handle all this for you. Don't worry, be happy,
Well, I'll guarantee you, at least the first year, somebody else is going to do my taxes. At least the first year.
Yeah.
Right now, I may still do it the way I've been doing it, because I've been using TurboTax and doing it myself.
TurboTax that's all you need, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll take care of everything.
Yeah. Now, I will do my taxes this year before I leave, this next year, because I won't leave.
Larry, you're reminding me of something else. Are you excited about the possibility of getting your rebate check from the government that they're talking about because of tariffs? They're calling it a tariff rebate check from between $1,000 and $2,000.
If I get it, I get it. If I don't, oh well. I'm not counting on it.
What's cool? I'm sure they're going to be doling that out right around midterm elections.
That's probably the truth. That's probably when it'll come out. If it comes out.
He can't talk about it too much.
Afterwards, but.
Yeah. Mr. President can't talk about it too much just yet because he's a little bit ahead of the game. But a couple months before that midterm election, expect to get your check direct deposited to your bank account. What does that remind you of when you're thinking of the Philippines? Reminds you how the electorate goes around and encourages people to vote for them.
As I said, bribe.
Well, it's not really. Yeah, I mean, the way the Philippines works, I suppose you could look at it that way. But they incentivize you is a better way to look at it.
Well, like I said, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not counting on it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't count on it either. I wouldn't count on it. There's a lot of stuff that can happen between now and the midterms.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, like I said, it would be nice to add to my savings. That's where it would go, and that would make things a little easier, savings wise.
Well, yeah, that money would come in handle to pay for. It would come in handy to pay for a few doors and windows on this house. That would be nice.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
there's things we can do
But
with it.
by the way, we're doing all Home Depot stuff on this house, Larry. So on this new
Well,
house, it's going to be all from Home Depot, not custom like this house.
you got a Home Depot in Bye Bye?
We got City Hardware, which is they replicated Home Depot, and they call
Okay.
it City Hardware. Yeah,
All right. I was going to say I didn't think Home Depot was over in the Philippines.
it's kind of cool because you could go buy all your stuff you need off the shelf, have it delivered in one day, and then what's really cool is that you build your walls around the doors. You don't put you put the door there first, right? And then you build the walls around the door. That is the coolest thing, I'm telling you.
Jerry says he thought you guys would have Wilcon.
Yeah, we have Wilcon. We have to go up the street to Ormoc for that. We only have a City Hardware and then a whole bunch of independent hardware stores.
All right. I know that you have replicas of Sam's Club or BJ's or
Right,
what-
right.
what's that other one?
We got SNR,
I'm
Landers.
just saying, those are replicas of either Costco, Sam's Club.
Yeah,
BJ's.
yeah. They've got Kirkland products in there and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you know,
Larry,
that would be,
it's been fun. I gotta head out, bro. Have a good day,
well, thank you for
everybody.
coming.
Yeah,
We just killed almost 47 minutes real quick.
we did. Yay! I hope it was an interesting and not boring conversation.
Oh, I enjoyed it immensely.
Oh, thanks so much.
I hope the chat enjoyed it as much as I did.
You're very kind. You're very kind. Thanks a lot. We'll see everybody later if I could figure out how to get out of here. I'm not exactly sure how to do it.
I can't tell you how to do it there. There you go. You found out. All right, everybody. Anybody else want to come up? You're more than welcome. That was a nice conversation with Dan. Him and Man Minnie's probably getting ready to go out to get something to eat. Or maybe just go out and do a little shopping. It is Sunday in the Philippines. Maybe they'll go to church. I am not sure what they're going to do when they leave. But so it's nice to hear that him and Man Minnie and the family's doing well and they're safe. So Jerry, if you want to come up, come on up. I happen to be enjoy the company, as you know. Now, Jerry, remember, not November 2nd, but November 9th, here in the States, it'll be an hour earlier. It'll still be the same time in the Philippines. We change our clocks on the 3rd. That's a Sunday. I always do mine on a Saturday. So on the 9th, it'll be an hour earlier here, but it'll be the same time in the Philippines. It'll still be 8 o'clock in the Philippines, but it'll be 7 o'clock here Eastern, 6 o'clock where Jerry's at. So maybe he'll be able to come up a little more often and talk. But yeah, I've been going for almost 50 minutes now. That was a very quick 50 minutes for me, as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, I enjoy having company. It makes time go quicker for me. I don't know how much longer I'll go without another guest. But let's see, anybody have questions they want to know about? I want to make sure that everybody in the Philippines know that I'm praying for them and their families. I hope they're all doing well. I hope the earthquakes stop soon. And I understand there, Jerry. Hey, Daddy, how you doing, man? You got time? Come on up. You just missed Dan from Dan and Man Minnie. Dan just went down. He was up here for quite a while. Probably about good 40, 45 minutes. He was up here. about 45 minutes or more. So come on up if you like. Well, how's everything with your family back in the Philippines? How are they doing being at that earthquake was around Davao? I hope they're all well. So I hope your whole family's doing well, and that's including your in-laws. I hope everybody's well. Uh, I hope Jamie's doing well. I haven't heard from him, but wishing everybody well in the Philippines. But yeah, so it's been a nice, pleasant day today. It was a little cool. Only got into the lower to mid 60s for the high. It was in the upper 30s for the low. It's supposed to be that way again tonight in the upper 30s. Upper 30s to around 40 for the low, and then only in the 60s tomorrow again. Then sometime tomorrow night and just Monday it's supposed to rain. That's here, so yeah. Danny, just to let you know, I just said it. You might have heard me. Starting on the 9th of November, I'll be on an hour earlier here in the States. It'll still be the same time in the Philippines because we have we change our clocks on the 3rd and we drop back an hour. So we're going to be doing that, and I want to keep the time the same in the Philippines. So if I started at the same time here in the States, that would make it an hour later in the Philippines, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather keep it the same time for the ladies and the men in the Philippines because it's Sunday morning for them, and they have to worry about getting ready for church, getting their breakfast and all that stuff. So we'll keep the time the same for them. We'll change the clock for me, and everybody here in the States will change. So I got to remember to do that after I do my November 2nd time change. Live stream. I have to change the times then. But all right. I would take that weather. That sounds like good weather to me. Jerry, it really does. Mid to upper 70s and low to mid 80s. That, for lows, that sounds good to me. I'm more of a 3-season person. I like late spring, summer, and early fall. I hate winter the most. Here in the Northeast and the Midwest, Danny can testify to this. Not only do you get snow, but you also get ice storms. We got more ice storms in the Midwest than I've gotten here in this area, but you still get them. An ice storm will coat everything in ice, your car, the roads, the sidewalks, parking lots, all that good, happy stuff. And you got to be really careful walking on it when they get it because it's very slippery. You got to be really careful driving because your car will slide. It doesn't brake too well sometimes. So if it's a real bad ice storm, you just call in and say, hey, look, I can't make it. I'm staying home. It's too dangerous. I've been known to do that, but not usually it's because of too much snow. Because they close the roads. If they close the roads, I can't go in. It's that simple. But, that's one thing I will not miss when I go to the Philippines is winter. I may miss the fall colors and spring weather, late spring weather, where it'll be 60s for the lows and 70s for the high. And you're coming out of that cold weather, that actually feels warm. Now, in the fall, that starts feeling cool, starts feeling cold. 60 feels cold right now. Now, once I get to the winter, it'll no longer feel cold. It'll feel warm. It's amazing how that happens. Michelle, I noticed that you were helping out with the giveaways with food and stuff like that. I'm really glad to see that. Yeah, I got to deal with one more myself. This winter should be my last one, Danny. If everything, I may have to work through the summer. Right now, I don't think I'll have to. I might have to work an extra month or two, but I shouldn't have to work any more than that. And I may not even have to work that. I'll get that figured out by December, and I'll know if I have to extend my lease where I'm at for a month or two. So, yeah, I can understand that, Jerry. I know when I was in Subic Bay back in October, November, and December in '74, it rained. There were some times it rained quite a bit, and it came down real hard. And I wore a jacket one time to help stay dry from the rain. And because of the heat, I just was so muggy when I took the jacket off when I got to the bar, because back in those days I was a drinker. I just felt muggy. It felt very uncomfortable. So the next time I didn't wear a jacket, I just went ahead and got wet, and I dried out, and I felt much better just getting wet and not worrying about the jacket. I have a jacket or two I will take with me. They're not winter jackets. They will protect me from the rain, but I don't know how much I'll wear them. We'll see, but I will take one or two with me. If I take the one, it'll be more for if I'm in a higher elevation and rain. Probably would never use it in Cebu, but maybe in Valencia, Baguio, or something like that, I would use it in the rain because it's a little heavier than the other one. But it's not heavy enough that I would use it in the winter. But, I plan on taking some stuff. I haven't seen that one, Jerry. I have to watch that one. Now, Michelle, if you want, type in 3 L's, and my Nightbot will drop your link. You have a nice channel. She does a lot of shorts. I need to start getting back into doing shorts. I haven't done them quite some time. I've just been doing the live streams, and I've actually lost subscribers probably because of it. I was up over 40. Now I'm back down to 1430 something. So I've lost some subscribers. I've lost about 8 or so. So I need to start worrying about getting. I'm not worried about getting large. I really am not trying to grow my channel real high. And I'm not worried about getting monetized. Now, someday I may want to, but not right now. If I got monetized, I would think of it more as a job. And I'm retiring because I don't want to work. Now, maybe once I get over the Philippines, I'll think of it as a hobby, and I'll start doing more because it's a hobby. And whether or not I get monetized will still depend on how I feel about that. Yeah, I've enjoyed her shorts. Her traveling through the mountain areas, or her going to the school, or things she does with her friends. Her dance videos, where she's dancing with her buddies. So yeah, I've really enjoyed Michelle's videos. But anyway, if somebody's not going to come up, I've been going about an hour. I think an hour would be enough. I know my viewership is down as far as how much people view, but that's okay. Part of that is because I don't do, like I said, I don't do shorts. I need to get back into doing shorts, and it's getting holiday season, so I like the holiday decorations. So I need to get out and do some Halloween decoration videos, short videos, maybe a little longer ones too, depending on the decorations that I'm videoing. If I can do it in a short, I will. If I can't, I'll have to do a little longer. But I need to start doing those, get that together. If nobody's coming up, I'll take this off. I'll put this back in here. Back. But so yeah, I'll have to get out and do some of those. Jerry, you have a good night's sleep. I know you get up early, and I know you're going to Mexico for your breakfast tomorrow. A matter of fact, I had a burrito this week for lunch one day. That was on a Tuesday. I had a burrito. They got a new Mexican place here that I haven't been to. It used to be a Denny's, and they just remodeled it, opened it up, and there's another Mexican place I want to go to. So eventually I'll do some videos on that. One of my friends said something about going to the new one with me. It's a friend that I've had for about 36, 37 years. I've known her. We're just good friends. That's it. So any girls out there, she's not a girlfriend. She's married, has a kid. We're just good friends. I've known her and her family for almost 37 years. So we're just good friends. She usually doesn't like Mexican food, but she said she'd go with me. She found out that she can get a burrito without the wrap. She thinks the wrap is too doughy for her. I said, well, you can get a burrito bowl. You don't have to have the wrap. And that seemed to make her a little happier. So anyway, like I said, I'll get some of those videos out here pretty soon. The one video that I want to do on the Halloween decoration, I need to do it after dark, or at least after dusk, because they use some lights and it'll look better if it's a little darker. Like now, I could go up there and do it, but I probably won't. But it needs to be done after the sun goes down, or right as the sun's going down. Another one I can do during the day as long as they got it blown up. The lights aren't as important on that one. And that one I know I can do as a short. But I need to find some more. The one is on my way to work. The other one is here close to where I live. So we'll get those up. I'm going to try to get to them this week. I'll try to start putting up more. And then shortly, I doubt if there are not too many people put up videos for Thanksgiving. I wish they did. It's a good one. There'll probably be a couple, and I'll be on that. But Christmas is a big one, as everybody knows. And then Valentine's Day is another good one. So anyway, everybody, I want to thank you for coming. I've been going for more than an hour now, just a little over. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I want to thank you for coming, and remind you all to take care of yourselves. Remember, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, have fun. Bye, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.